Blue Lock Season 2 Episode 2 is out, and oh boy, this episode just drained me of all my confidence for the rest of the season. But if you enjoy these types of videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more Blue Lock reviews, and let's get into it. Oh Blue Lock, you had us in the first half. This is the same as last season. Episode 1 cooked. Looked so good in terms of animation, so much that I thought it was a revelation. Okay, maybe that's a stretch. But then it went downhill from there. I gave it its praise in the first episode for what they did with the opening scene with Rin and Sai. Of course there were some things that stood out, like Rin standing still while getting dribbled past, but that kind of thing will happen, you know, maybe for the shock factor or something. But what I didn't expect, actually scratch that, what I expected after the trailer is the slideshow that we got today. If I had to count how many times it was with just PNG images with the ball moving or with one of the players moving, you'd think I'm making this up. The character animation does look clean though, so I'll give them that, as well as these new still animations. If only the animation was just better. But yeah, moving on from the animation because we could actually be here for a while. The episode spans across 3 chapters again this week, from chapter 98 to 100. Seems like that could be the pattern we should expect moving forward this season. And if that's the case, I can't wait for the next episode, without me saying too much of course. This episode started off with A Team 1 and B Team 1, which saw Isagi going up against Chigiri again. Isagi joins forces with Hiyori and Nanase, who doesn't sound at all like what I imagined. But that's besides the point, because he literally did nothing this episode, apart from trying to explain his weird lingo I guess. Eventually joining up with Rin and Shido so the match could start. And I actually liked the fact that they didn't go too hard on the pointless dialogue before the game and we just got straight to business. And obviously, the first kick of the game is when I realized this is still PNG Lock. It was written all over the episode. And at this point, I just have to deal with it. Rin and Isagi's 1-2 got stopped by Chigiri, and we got the first crazy goal from Shido in the anime, which was the one we saw in the trailer but with some pink effects added onto it. I mean, come on. They heard the community complaining about the animation, so they fired up Adobe After Effects and said we'll give them a few edits and leave them with that. This will be unbearable when we get to the U20 match. I wouldn't be surprised if fans went on strike. But the game restarted and Karasu sets his sights on the weakest link for Team A, that being Isagi. As if to remind us why he didn't make the top 6, actually top 7, basically taking him out of the game completely because Isagi was unable to deal with him physically and all his skills got nullified. Giving rise for Hiyori to show off his passing ability, combining with Rin. Basically what Isagi just failed to do. Otoya was really insane though. It's not often someone can get in Rin's blind spot without him knowing. Even though Rin is a cut above the rest, it makes sense these guys are in the top 6 ahead of players like Isagi, Baro and Bachira. Well, at least at the moment. But one thing I have to mention is that this is a really good build up for players like Karasu and Otoya for the U20 game, showing us really why they made the top 6. And the starting lineup of the Blue Lock 11. But let's be honest, we can all see the whole top 6 is playing in the U20 game, and of course as the starters. And this is an early sign of the Predator Eyes usage, with Rin focusing only on the goalkeeper and shooting when its field of view is blocked, something we'll see a lot of in the future. And of all the additional players, only Chigiri was able to assert himself in this episode. And with a weapon like his, I'm sure we could all see that happening. Although he didn't score, he was clearly acknowledged by Karasu and Otoya for his speed. Whereas Hiyori had one of the nastiest crosses, but because of these 2 idiots, it was turned into a counter-attack and now they are down 4-2. Isagi really needs to lock in. But look at this, you can't tell me this doesn't look cold. These still image scenes with their aura is one of the only things they improved on this season, as well as the lighting of course. But my overall thoughts on this episode would have been a lot higher if the player movements weren't so bad. I honestly don't know what 8-bit think they're doing, because at this point just looks like they're coloring in the manga panels and dressing it up as animation. Maybe I'm being a bit too harsh, but with the love season 1 got, my expectations were way higher. So I'ma give it a 6 out of 10. This may seem very generous, I know, and the only reason I gave it a 6 is because I'm happy I get to watch it, you know? But at this point, let me be honest, I'm waiting for the U20 game. Obviously, I'ma still enjoy it, but that's just what I think right now. Let me not go too hard on it, because most of the PNG scenes in the trailer have already passed. So maybe I can be hopeful for the next episode. I don't know. But that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.